Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. So, it's come to my attention that a lot of souls are being drawn into the illusion by the divide and conquer tactics that are being force fed for everyone to consume right now. So, I just want to make sure that you guys know to stay above all that stuff. It is crunch time, by the way. So, it's important that we use our energy and our perspective responsibly in the way that we've meant to do it. So if you are joining causes, if you're giving your energy to things that are rooted in the illusion and rooted in maintaining separation, then you're completely giving away your power. And that power is gratefully accepted by the opposition. So if you remain impartial, if you stand above that stuff, you can stand in your power and give those situations the light that they need. Something you can't do if you're actively participating in the drama. So keep that in mind. At the end of the year and at the beginning of the year, consciousness is always at a tipping point or a boiling point. So it's important that we're on top of our game, showing up with our full set of skills and tools in hand, ready to assist and be of service, and focused on managing the energetics that are so out of whack in this place. Okay, so the message I have today was a conversation with my Pleiadian aspect within the space of the Akashic Records, and I'm discussing my potential as a healer and a reader, and some information came to my attention, information that rang a little bit differently than it had before. So, as you may or may not know, your guides will give you visions, they will give you precognition, they will show you intuitively what the results of the actions you're taking today in the now moment will lead to. So they're using future circumstances and scenarios to get you excited in the now moment and to get you to take action in the now moment. So every time you take action, you are creating ripples of change throughout your consciousness stream. So in any given now moment, you're rewriting your past, you're changing your present, and you are aligning yourself with the potential of your future. So knowing that time is not linear, it's circular, all the decisions you make in the now swing all the way back around to you. So I was asking about the visions I was seeing, and of course I wanted to see how to manifest those things faster. So there's different levels of being a healer, and those levels can only be acquired through experience. So what my initial game plan was as an Akashic Records practitioner is to go to a version of me who had those skills and bring them back with me. But the guide said I couldn't do that. So that left me questioning why. Why has something been brought to my attention that I was powerless to go and receive? Well, they said, you have to trust us to manage the process, and there are things in your records that can be pursued consciously and activated and retrieved consciously. But there are things in your records that can only be triggered circumstantially. And that is because they need the energy of the situation involved to trigger the remembrance and for what is remembered in that moment to ring true throughout your system. And those are things that can only really take place on all of those different levels when the circumstance that you're being faced with calls for it. So it's very common for old souls to encounter experiences during their lifetime that in a linear way appear to be new, but they somehow knew how to handle the situation, or they're in a situation and they knew what to say. They knew what to say to a person to bring them information or to solve a problem for them. Typically situations that are outside of something that they have been educated on in the now or in their current form. So they're drawing from experience in order to handle a situation efficiently, and they don't often realize that they're doing it. So that's how an old soul approaches the remembrance process. That's how the awakening process starts. You're triggering something that you've experienced before, and you're starting to recall that memory, and it's manifesting in your current situation or the current form that you're experiencing. So how might a new soul who doesn't have that experience in their immediate earth records deal with a situation that may be outside of their capacity to deal with appropriately? Well, in that situation, the new soul must learn from their mistakes. They must make a mistake in order to learn from the mistake. So pretty much an old soul will see a hot stove and know that it's hot and know not to touch it. A new soul will see a hot stove and they won't know it's hot and they won't know not to touch it until they've touched it. And then that experience is embedded in their memory on a subconscious level, which can be recalled for future situations where there's a stove involved. I know not to touch that, it's going to hurt me. So it's tricky the way it works, but this is why the guides are always encouraging us to try new things. This is why the guides are always encouraging us to meet new people and surround ourselves with things that are different, because there is a potential that something in that situation will trigger remembrance from your records, and you will have acquired a new tool to implement in your daily life. So this is an automatic function of the Akashic Records that is triggered by an external event. There are functions in your records that respond to your conscious intent, but you got to understand that your guides know what to do. They know how to work the system, and they know how to base what comes through for you on your intentions and your current level of consciousness. So as an old soul and as a light worker, we manage our vibration and we fulfill our duties in that regard. And we have to be okay with not knowing. We have to be okay with trusting the process. Who are you going to trust? The mind that doubts and questions everything you do, the ego that belittles you and makes you feel unsafe and unsecure in this reality? Or are you going to trust the guides who have been doing this for eternity and who know you outside of this form far better than you know yourself? Thank you very much for watching, you guys. I just had that quick message to bring through for you, and I'm working on a lot of things that I'm excited to bring forward that require a little bit more attention to detail, something that I can't really produce in a single night, but I'm excited to bring a lot of things forward in the future in regards to the Akashic Records and beyond. So thank you guys for all the support. It means a lot to us. Goodbye.